very special way of getting ready for one of the big moments in his life. His wife, Morella, very, very nervous, while he is as composed as can be.
Well, it's all down to one race. You know, the string doesn't even matter anymore. It's the gold medal. That's what's at stake right now. Edwin's been there so many times. He's won so many races. And through this entire Olympic trials and the games here right now, Edwin Moses has had to perform, and he's done that excellently.
He won the gold medal in 1976, 8 years ago. Edwin Moses. Now let's talk about this lane assignment situation here also, Ronaldo, because this is key. The last man to beat Moses was Harold Schmid, who's in lane 5. He did it back in 1977. Seems like eons ago. Moses in lane 6. Now what about the two running side by side?
Well, Edwin always prefers to be inside of his competition so he can see them. In the case of Harold Schmid, who statistically in the flats has a better time in the 400 and 800 meters, you'd think he'd be better to compare to Edwin Moses in the 400 meters. He hasn't been able to do that, but yet today he's on the inside of Edwin, so that should help him.
All right, you saw Trinell Hawkins out of Angelo State, Henry Amiki from Nigeria, but he's a University of Missouri sophomore. Sven Nylander is a Swede, but he goes to SMU, so a distinctly American flavor all the way across the track here. Danny Harris out of lane 4, grew up in nearby Paris, raised by his grandmother. His parents died when he was very early. Just started running this race in March, and here he is in the Olympics. Harold Schmid, the answer to the great trivia question. The last man to beat Moses out of West Germany in lane 5. The man himself, he's being introduced by the public address announcer to the crowd, and they are responding. Morella again, what a moment. She's been waiting for it as long as he has. In lane 7, Amadou Diaba of Senegal, 7th in the World Championships. And in lane 8 from Belgium, Michel Zimmerman. All but Hawkins and Harris are national record holders, so you're seeing the best their countries have to offer. This has been a race dominated by Moses. He has taken this relatively obscure race years ago. Not too many people paid attention to the 400-meter hurdles, but he has elevated it to an exalted state by himself.
And as you saw in his up close and personal, he's lived out this race. I mean, computers and all. This race is 24 hours a day for Edwin Moses.
He has won 89 straight finals. He has won 104 consecutive races. They stay in their lanes all the way around. Crowd is silent. And it is Moses who makes the false start. Now, we saw that happen in the Olympic trials as well.
Many times that can hurt you, but you know, Edwin's been here so many times. I would think that maybe he's just trying to get the butterflies out. And he's kind of intense, and he's waiting for this gun, and he just wants to get started.
All right, you're allowed one, which means he cannot have another, obviously, or he's disqualified. And nobody knows that better than he does right now. What does that mean at the start, Ronaldo?
Well, it's total concentration. He cannot be sidetracked by anything. Earlier in the trials, he was sidetracked by the photographers, and he was saying the clicking of all the cameras was distracting him. So hopefully that's not a problem right here.
Moses is, as a matter of fact, I just heard the public address announcer mention to the photographers who have gathered in that area near the track to please refrain. There they are, the media of the world gathered here, obviously the Olympic Games. They all want to snap a picture of Moses at the start of this race and perhaps interfering with his concentration.
He's so explosive out of the blocks. He has to be perfect out of the blocks. Edwin hits that at 19 steps, and he wants everything to be going smoothly.
Matter of fact, there was no flag. It is possible that because of all of those clicking cameras, they did not officially charge him with a false start. So now they settle in again. And he was not charged. That is now official. So he is not charged with a false start. This time it is a clean start. 13 steps between hurdles. That is well known. He is the first man to the first hurdle. Off to a great start is Moses, already making up the stagger on lane 7.
As I said, Al, he comes out of the block so explosive, and he hit 19 perfectly, and he's on his way. There's nobody right there. Edwin Moses is taking control of this race from the start.
Nobody even close. Flashbulbs flicking all around the Coliseum. It is Moses. The din is now deafening. It is Moses by a mile.
This is Moses' strongest part coming up the turn, where everybody else is faltering, trying to make 13 steps. He can do it with effortless motion.
He is turning it into no contest, as he's turned almost every race he's run in the last 7 years. Edwin Moses heading for the finish line. Edwin Moses winning the gold medal, with Danny Harris finishing second and Harold Schmidt third.
What a come from behind to second place for Danny Harris. It was just Edwin Moses was out there all by himself. Danny Harris could have got caught up in the race and just forgot about everything that he was concentrating on. Just let Harold Schmidt chase after Edwin Moses and kept his composure, which he doesn't have that much experience, and it helped him get a silver medal, of course, chasing Edwin Moses.
47.76 for Edwin Moses, the 1976 gold medalist, and 8 years later, he has done it again.
He's Mr. Consistent every time out. He's doing sub 48, and not too many people can run that fast every time out.
Well, Lewis has done it, and Benoit has done it, and Ashford has done it, and so it's Moses' turn for a victory lap. He may walk it around.
He deserves to walk out. It was a tremendous feat for him. Edwin makes this race look so easy. While everyone else is straining and struggling, he manages to keep his facial composure, not overreacting to anybody around him, just concentrating on his lane, taking long, fluid strides. As we said, he's the only guy that basically can take 13 steps the entire race without any flaws, and he's got this race down to a science and just long, graceful, gazelle-like strides. This Edwin Moses' race all the way.
He had a gigantic lead 3/4 of the way through. They were coming at him at the end, but still winning by plenty. Harris winding up in second place, and Harold Schmidt of West Germany finishing third.
8 years of pressure, and he came through.
You could read it. It was so evident, really, on the face of his wife, Morella. It's one thing to, as you watch her, this is the reaction. We had her isolated. This is as the race is ending.
As if she's paralyzed. There's nothing she can do but just hope and pray and yearn for her husband to come through for her, and he does, in flying colors. Thrill of victory.
It all comes true right there. Well, you can dream about it, and everybody expects it, and that winning streak goes on and on and on and on and on. But you have to wonder, will it end? Will you get hurt? Will something happen? No, he's won the gold, Edwin Moses. On the back straightaway right now. Tired, but obviously savoring a victory lap of sorts. Acknowledging the cheers of the crowd section by section. 47.75 is the official time.